What's going on, everybody? VHS Tacos is back again.
Happy Friday Eve.
Happy Thursday, Friday Eve, sure.
It's Friday Eve, yeah.
Whatever. Just like Sonic was yesterday, today is a brand new Michael Bay movie, Ambulance.
And I saw this one.
Starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, and Isa Gonzalez. So, the good news is this is far superior, infinitely better, and actually comprehensible, unlike Bay's last movie, straight to Netflix, 6 Underground, with Ryan Reynolds.
I don't think I saw it.
You did. We were wrapping Christmas gifts as we were watching it.
Had no idea.
Don't worry, neither did the writers on that movie. This is about as straightforward as you get with a Michael Bay flick. You have your good guys, Jake and Yahya. Yahya's in it just to protect the family. He needs the money. His wife needs surgery. Jake, he just can't let, that troubled past behind.
He's a good bad guy.
He's a good bad guy. He's a bad guy who has a good heart, for a good reason. But
kind of greedy.
But very greedy. And so they plan to rob a bank. Well, Jake plans. He pulls Yahya in. One thing leads to another. Bank robbery goes south for the winter.
Per usual.
And they happen to hijack an ambulance. Who's the MT in the ambulance? It's Isa Gonzalez. And
Fantastic.
from there, we hit that trio for what is literally real time the rest of the movie. So like the first, or I would say the last 2 hours of the movie essentially takes place in actual time. When the movie opens up, you have a flashback. And it's to two kids. They don't tell you who it is, but you know already. You know that they're brothers with the way that they're interacting, with the way that they're going on. But see, that carries on to the rest of the movie, though. So when you go into a Michael Bay movie, you know what to expect.
Yes.
Big action, big explosions.
Yeah.
Typically what you would expect from Bay is a lot of crude, crass humor, racist robots, everything like that, testicle jokes. You don't get that here.
No.
What you get is a bit more refined humor. Yeah, it's still a little goofy in some points, but it's necessary to break up the tension. I mean, we have Jake and Yahya busting out into a song over AirPods because that's how they're relieving the stress.
In the middle of a car chase.
In the middle of a car chase on the interstate.
It's wild.
They're busting out into the song just because it's a way to relieve stress. So it's like you're laughing, but in the back of your mind, you're like, oh man, these guys are they're broken to the point where, I mean, they're pretty sure that they're not going to make it. He does a good job of the balancing act in this movie between the humor, the dramatics, the action, the quieter moments, the louder moments, all of it.
Yeah.
Also, he has a good grasp on is drone tech for his camera angles in this movie. Bay has gone above and beyond when it comes to drone shots in this movie. He has a nice corkscrew shot that he uses repeatedly. I thought I would get irritated of it after the first few times, but I mean, it's just so nice to have a different variety of shots other than your typical helicopter, dolly, skyline establishing shot. What all that crap. No,
but it does really well, and it complements the shot and gives it just, I don't know, a little oomph compared to the usual Michael Bay stuff.
One of the things I really love about Bay when it comes to these, human action movies as opposed to something like Transformers is that he shoots action in a very guerrilla warfare style, where it's very shaky cam, it's boots on the ground. I mean, you feel like you're part of the action. And then when you see it in something like IMAX, like we did with that huge sound system, on, like that huge screen, then you're in it with them. Minus getting blasted. We do have our trio of leads. We have Jake Gyllenhaal, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, and our MT, Isa Gonzalez. So
she does fantastic.
She does.
It's so good.
She doesn't often get a fair shake in movies. Most of the time she ends up being kind of sidelined as, just kind of like the attractive chick in the movies. And that's about it. Or she was the bad guy in Godzilla vs. Kong. The one that Kong blew up in the ship.
Oh, yeah. She did phenomenal in this. There was
There's a lot of dramatic stuff.
She just did great.
Her role could have gone one of two ways. Either she could have stepped up to the plate and played ball and given that tough girl lead right there. Or she could have played the damsel in distress who is trying too hard. Which, luckily, she sidesteps that. She's competent. She quickly, and of course, this is also a credit to the writing as well. Yeah. Understands the game. She understands, I can't get too close because he's still technically a bad guy, but I also see that, there's still some good in him, so I can try to bleed that out while I still have a job to do, which is save this blasted cop in front of me, but then also watch
Shout out to the cop.
Shout out to that cop. Shout out to his spleen that popped. They mentioned, you need to be careful because the spleen could pop. I said, oh, surely they're not going to show that. Yeah, no, silly me. They showed his spleen literally exploding in Yahya's hand, and it
was just such a good movie.
It is such a good movie. Good. It's a nice, I would say it's a nice change of pace. It's a nice throwback to old action movies. It's simple. You know, there's no high-tech, you know, MacGuffin that they're chasing after. There's no Nick Cage standing on top of Alcatraz.
Guns and chasing and money, and it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a simple action movie, but it's a good time, and there's moments in there that elevate it over your usual standard fare that you'll see on USA Network, watered down in 2 years. Yaya does a great job. Jake does a great job. Isaac does a great job. The action is fantastic. It's actually funny. It was a week or so ago, Michael Bay, he literally put out a public statement and said, yo, look, there are some shots in here involving CGI and green screen, blue screen, I am not happy with. They look like I'm sorry, forgive me, we just ran out of time.
I didn't even notice.
Subconsciously, I didn't realize that my mind was tuning in. I noticed one, 2-second shot of a helicopter and one, 1-second shot of a blue screen background. Which the CGI on it was rendered a little hazy. That was it. Like, Mike, if this is the worst that you've ever done with visual effects, brother, you did not see Morbius. Believe me, you're good, man.
It was just great overall, and I just feel like it was just, you're right, it was just a good classic.
It's a good, it's a classic action movie, you know? So, I mean, of course, as you can tell by the way that I'm raving about it and everything like that, at the end of the day, I'm just going to go ahead and 5 out of 5. You know, because it's simple. It's an action movie. I need that in my life. Don't get me wrong. I love the action we get in Marvel movies.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
of
Sonic
course.
had wonderful action, you know, but those are big CGI, bombastic.
Human.
This is human. This is realistic. This is
life.
people getting run over. This is people getting blown up. This is people getting thrown into windshields. I mean, these are real people with real life situations that are taking it to the Mayhem extreme. And I love that. You know, we need more of that.
I think I would give it a 4 out of 5.
Let it be known. This is like the highest. Let it be Michael Bay. Let it be a Michael Bay movie that references 2 other Michael Bay movies. Yes, in a Michael Bay flick. We have entered the Bayverse.
I love Bad Boy. Like, Bad Boys is like top 10 for me. So I love Michael Bay. And Transformers I was always a fan of. So I just love Michael Bay. He does really great. And I think he did really great with this one.
When you average it out together, it's a 5 out of 5. If you guys haven't heard of it, go check it out. Ambulance is in theaters. We saw it in IMAX. No format changes, but it was big screen with big sound, and it was a great time.
You know, I could see just like a ton of friends getting together or going on a date. Like, this is just such a, I would say maybe preteen, teen.
Leave the kids at home. Leave the kids at home.
Maybe, but just go see it. Just support it.
If you're squeamish,
it's awesome.
stay at home. Unless you want to see someone's guts get fisted. If you guys had a chance to check out Ambulance, if you intend on checking out Ambulance, let us know down in the comments below. If you were as squeamish as Mrs. Taco when the spleen exploded.
Stop. Why do you have to talk about it? Ugh.
Let me know in the internal organs below. And until next time, guys, this has been VHS Taco signing off. We will not be back to the movies until a certain doctor happens to tiptoe his way through the multiverse.
Not excited.
Adios.
Bye.